In her 1988 article for the Los Angeles Times, Carol Aronoff, former director of the Santa Monica Public Library and a former president of the California Library Association, asks, "Are public libraries facing extinction?" To quickly answer this question, one need only look to the Pew Research Center's recent survey results, which yield that 90% of Americans ages 16 and older said that the closing of their local public library would have an impact on their community. With these two statements in mind, I have set out to determine what it is that makes libraries so enduring in this day and age, and I think a few of my newly acquired friends may have the answer.
We get to be stupid. We can be ourselves.
I feel more awesome because, like,
I can feel useful.
Yes, I can feel useful, productive.
Because I'm surrounded by people who are weird like me.
Weird? Yeah, that makes sense. In a county plagued by budget cuts and lack of funding, the Muhlenberg Community Library is unique for its innovative programming and ideal location. Located within walking distance from the area elementary school, the library has the advantage of bringing in students as they leave the school, and Deanne works to tailor her programming to the library's advantage.
The fact that we are on the school campus, we're right next to the elementary school, the intermediate school, the middle school is within walking distance as well as the high school, and so we have a really great partnership with the schools in the community, and I think that really helps us to provide strong programs for the students in the area. So I think that's one of our huge advantages.
Such an ideal location needs to be aided by creative programming, and Deanne tries her best to cater to her audience.
I do Teen Cafe, which is twice a week on Mondays and Wednesdays. It's immediately after school from 3 to 4:30, and that's basically a hangout program where the teens come, they can do homework, they can play board games, they can play on our computers. We have an Xbox that they can play together, and so it's a time when they can decompress.
In a survey I conducted with the teens, I was shocked to find out that the Xbox is not the #1 reason they go to Teen Cafe. Most said they come to the library to be with their friends, and, surprisingly enough, more teens chose books over the Xbox as their reason for coming. One of the most creative programs Deanne employs is one she designed herself called Monster Quest. The game is based on the popular Munchkin card game series and essentially challenges the teens to read in order to level up a character they design in order to fight monsters. I'll let Dominic explain it in his own words.
Okay, so people read books, and then Deanne quizzes people on the books they read, and then after they do that, they like fight monsters and stuff.
In total, the teens ended up reading 164 books in just a few months, showing just how effective this game really was. It's these sorts of programs that encourage avid readers to continue doing so, but Deanne has also told me how many non-readers have become converts.
Well, I have 2 girls who come to the library, and when they first started coming, they weren't readers. They didn't read, and over time, they started developing into readers, and it's been really cool to see that.
With a heightened reading level, teens also end up influencing their lives in more ways than simply becoming more bookish.
From the home perspective, because they're reading and bringing stuff home, their parents are actually reading what they're bringing home as well. And so there's a family literacy that happens and family discussion that happens, I think.
Along with the more leisure-based programming, Deanne also makes sure to prepare the teens for the real world that they are rapidly approaching with programs geared toward career development and skill building.
Usually I do a Tuesday night special program once a month. In the fall it was a job series where different experts in a field would come in, do a demonstration with the teens on different topics such as electrical engineering. The kids wired some robot blinkers. Or a baking teacher came in and showed them how to ice cupcakes. So we do try to do special events once a month for them as well.
Not only does the library provide teens exposure to careers and skills that they may find useful in the future, but Deanne has also set up the teen library so that the teens are the ones running the show.
I did read a lot from YALSA, the Young Adult Library Association, and they have specific standards for a teen room, and they encourage having a closed door for the space. They encourage teen-made guidelines for the space. So the teens actually develop the rules. That's run by them. It's their place. They own it. And I think it's very effective. And I also have seen changes in behavior, whether, inappropriate or not necessarily inappropriate, but rambunctious behavior has slowly leveled out as they're influenced by the other teens in the library and by the structure of what we have here.
It's not simply that the teens create their own rules. It's that they follow them and expect them to be followed by their peers. They are simple, modest, and empowering in ways that they may not find elsewhere. And this isn't just me saying this. The teens really do enjoy it here.
Instead of going home and being lonely with my dog, I come here and be with my friends.
I could see my friends more often. Fun.
We can talk.
Well, we have our
Without
own
getting
room
a
that
book
we
thrown
can,
at
that
us.
might be loud in. Well, I can hang out with like people who aren't in my grade, like Maria.
And it's really good to get away from my brother.
Yeah. I like how we have like activities and stuff that are like cool and appealing to kids our age and stuff, but they're also like sometimes they're about reading, so you can get people who don't like to read into reading at the same time.
With all of these natural advantages and creative leadership, the library has seen results.
It depends on the program, but typically it's anywhere between 15 to 25 teens.
To conclude, I'll jump back to my original sources. Carol Aronoff's article is obviously dated, but its central question is one that is still often being asked. Aronoff explains how the growing ethnic diversity lends itself to a lack of library use, and eventually goes on to say that closer coordination between the library's adult and children's services would be one way to introduce minority adults to library use. What better way to coordinate adult and children's services by splitting the middle and working to create teen leaders that will eventually move on to become community leaders and lifetime library users? As previously stated, 90% of Americans ages 16 and older said that the closing of their local public library would have an impact on their community, but I can honestly say that 100% of these teens, all of whom are aged under 16, would be devastated if their public library were to fall to extinction. By following the Muhlenberg Community Library's model, public libraries would be better equipped to serve teens and would therefore be more equipped to become a community center and remain the valuable resource it already is. So, it may be weird that teens are the driving force behind this amazing library, and they themselves may be weird for any number of reasons, but that weirdness is what makes them unique, and it's what makes them important. When they thank the library for weirdness, they are thanking the library for acceptance and empowerment. And, in the spirit of that weirdness, and because I would be remiss and open to scorn from my new friends at the library if I didn't, I share with you this clip of myself, Maria, and Bieber eating the cupcakes we made back in November. I thank them for their weirdness and for allowing me to be a part of it.
A masterpiece.
I had a masterpiece.
Is that the right dot?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
We're going 3, 2, 1. Oh.
My self-feed. It's a contest. Eat.
No, it's not a
No.
I can beat all of you. I can chug like a bottle of water.
And this is why you shouldn't eat it all at once. Like you said, you take it apart, okay?
Come on.
But if you can pull it off, go for it.
Okay.
Now we have to, right?